Peter Jackson chose New Zealand for the location of Lord of the Rings, not only because he believed the talent was here, but because of this country's incredible diversity. You've got mountains, jungles, rugged coastlines, in fact everything you'd need for all the settings of Lord of the Rings. And as the actors discovered for themselves, this is a great place for adventure.
That must be a thrill for you, being here in your hometown, having a chance to have achieved something like this in your own country.
Yeah, this is the hometown moment really. The premiere that we had last night was extraordinary, and it's sort of been elevated into being almost more than a movie, you know, because New Zealand's been so proud of this for the last 3 years while we've been working on it, and to have it finally released was like it was the culmination of all this pressure that had been building up, and people kind of went crazy. It was amazing.
This is really exciting because I'm actually standing on the set, well, what was Rivendell. Did it look like a real world? And when you were here watching it, did it actually feel like you were in an elven city?
Yeah, towards the end of when the set was being finished, it was, and it was absolutely unreal to come down here. It was like being in another world. It was Middle Earth during that time.
And this was where the scene was set for the bedroom where
right.
Frodo was lying after he'd been injured by the ring wraiths.
Yes, that's right. They actually built the set or the building on top of the ground here. Even the tree stump and that was left. And,
so that means Elijah Wood was actually like lying in this spot.
He was lying right there. He was injured and needed to be taken care of.
Do you think people, when they see this film, might be inspired to go and visit New Zealand?
Well, absolutely. I think what Pete did amazingly in making this film is he created, in my mind when I saw this film, I said this before, he created another character, and that is the landscape, you know, apart from just the ring. The landscape is phenomenal in this country, and, you know, just I sort of want to buy a place here. I really feel like it'd be great to have a home here and be able to come here and spend a few months of the year. I just feel so relaxed when I arrive in New Zealand. Everything sort of falls away, and all the rubbish that kind of seems to swirl around my head when I'm out in a lot of the other countries of the world, it sort of drops away, and I sort of feel really at peace here.
With all this thick subtropical forest and all the moss-covered trees, you can picture why Peter Jackson chose this location as a place to recreate the world of the elves. It really is magic.
It all looks so real though. Did it feel like it was almost like a real world when you were there shooting?
Yeah, when I first met Pete, came over here and they were filming at Hobbiton and I was wandering around that set that day. And then they showed me a cut of about 20 minutes footage that they'd shot. And I was very struck by the earthiness of it. I mentioned that to Peter, it just seemed very real. It didn't seem like a fantasy world to me. It didn't seem like Star Wars. It didn't seem like, you know, Star Trek. It didn't seem like, I was looking at a hobbit. I was looking at an elf. I wasn't looking at an actor with funny ears on or whatever. So that was exactly what Peter was trying to. He was grounding it all the time. He's very grounded, and he was grounding the project in a reality. And he never saw it as being a flight of fantasy, and nor did we.
Are the bumps okay? I'm not.
Can you tell us where we're heading?
Okay, well, we're heading towards the Red Rocks now. We'll be there fairly soon.
John, this is a nice spot.
Yes, the Red Rocks. The Maoris say that why they're red is that one day one of their heroes or gods was out fishing, a man called Maui, and he was in his canoe, which was the South Island, and he threw his line in to the sea, and he caught enormous fish. And he pulled and he pulled and he pulled, and up came the North Island of New Zealand.
Wow. That is a big fish.
and on that day, apparently he had no bait to put on his hook, and so he had to use his own blood, and some of his blood spilt and stained the rocks.
Wow.
And that's why they're red.
That's amazing. So there's a lot of Maori stories woven in, I guess, to the countryside and everything here.
There certainly is. The Maoris felt so much at home with the earth and the sea and the sky, and there are all sorts of stories about everything. Very rugged indeed.
Yeah.
And this is just one big giant sand dune, and it can be a graveyard for four-wheel drives because the soft sand drifts down into the track, and you end up with a lot of soft sand in the track and you can't get through.
Oh.
And on one famous occasion a few years ago, there were 9 people all stuck in the sand. Yeah.
These are New Zealand fur seals, and the big ones behind me here, particularly these two over here having a fight, they're all males. Now the females and the pups are back on the South Island, enjoying the food that they've got there for themselves. Well, all the boys here, they have a chance to hang out together.